Hello everyone and welcome to a guy overly obsessed with MetaRunner ranks every MetaRunner episode. Let's begin. Okay, so first off, I need to address the tiers we have. We have S, A, B, C, and D. I got rid of E and F because there's actually not any MetaRunner episode that comes even close to being an E or F. I honestly don't even know why D's here. Like, literally, my lowest ranking for a MetaRunner episode is probably going to be a C. But anyway, let's begin. So yeah, episode 1. It's pretty good. Okay, so, yeah, episode 1. I'm going to have to give it an A tier. It's a nice start to the series. It's not perfect. Like, I never got bored. Here's the thing. I never got bored in the episode. But, you know, there is a bit of a plot hole at the beginning that you kind of have to, read MetaRunner source to understand from what I've heard. I haven't read the comic yet, but I'm just going off of what I heard, from Glitch, that, you know, they kind of explain why Tari woke up in that lab in the comic. So, a bit of a plot hole, because not everyone's going to want to read the comic, but I still thought the episode was good. It was a nice introduction to the world of MetaRunner in Silica City. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it an A. As for episode 2, that's a good one. So we got this. I mean, technically Theo was introduced in episode 1, but this is where we really got Theo. Huh. We also see him come into the real world at the end of this episode. This is, like, yeah, I guess you could say episode 1 had a bit of a cliffhanger, but if I had to say, like, the true cliffhanger started, it would be episode 2. So for that, I'm giving it a B tier. Fuck you cliffhangers. Get out of my face. Okay, episode 3. Oh man, I feel like this is where we're gonna get some people who don't agree with me. So, episode 3 is still good, but I would say it's a bit slower of an episode. I'm gonna give it C tier for right now, and I will be, well, I don't know yet, but there's always a chance that by the end of this I might rearrange certain rankings. But right now I'm happy with C. Episode 4, I'm giving this an A. We got our anime boy here. We got Lamar, so I'm gonna have to go with A tier for episode 4. We got Lamar. We also kind of got a look into MD5. We weren't really truly introduced to them until episode 5, but we got a little glimpse at Sophia and Masa as well. Masa being, of course, the stubborn edgelord that he is. But I still really enjoyed the episode, and you know what? Moving on to episode 5, where we are introduced to MD5, lots of 5s. Y'all are gonna hate me, but I fucking loved Aimbot. Aimbot was a good episode. I loved the song that played, the Battle Blaze theme. Absolutely freaking beautiful. So I'm gonna have to go S tier for that. Man, we're already getting close to the end of season 1 here. Episode 6. So this is where we, this is game plan. This is where we come up, or well, they discuss Operation Silent Demon, which is to perform the glitch in Tempest. It was a good episode, but is it A good? Nah, I'm gonna have to go B. Again, none of these episodes are bad. Like, a fair amount happened in the episode. Like, we got the little chibi game demonstration from Sophia. That was amazing. I loved that. But yeah, I'm fine with it being at B tier for right now. Oh, 7. Okay. 7, we are introduced to Tempest, and Tari gets, like, she understands what glitch she has to perform in the game. I'm really going between A or B. S tier is off limits for the best episodes in the whole series. Like, unfortunately, like, yeah, I liked episode 7, but I wouldn't say it's like in my top 5 episodes for season, or just for Meta Runner in general. Sorry, I can't frickin' speak. But I think, you know, A tier. A tier. It's a good episode. Now, here's another S tier episode. I loved One Shot. That was a great episode. So much action. We got this was when the tournament for Tempest actually started, and there was so much action. Masa was such a badass in it. Like literally, it was so good. It was such a good episode. And moving on to episode 9, I'm gonna go B tier. B tier for that one. It was still good. It was still good, but is it One Shot good? I don't think so. Okay, the finale, the season 1 finale. I'm sorry, it has to go S tier to you. Masa got his arm shot off. Tari got kidnapped. Theo died. But you know, it's definitely. I would say, I'd say it's in my top 5 favorite episodes. I would say so. It's definitely up there for me. All right, now we are on to season 2, which season 2, for those of you who don't know, is when I truly began to get hooked on Meta Runner. Like, yeah, I did watch Meta Runner throughout its season 1 run, but season 2 just it took everything up to new levels, especially when it comes to the animation. So I'm gonna have to start things off. This was a great start to the season. I'm gonna give same with season 1 episode 1. I'm gonna give season 2 episode 1 Hard Reset A tier. It picked up right after, or I guess 6 months after season 1 ended. And we just got to see what life is like at TazCorp. We got to see that Theo is not dead, like most of us kind of figured he wouldn't be dead. But yeah, it was a really good episode. As for Firewall, I'm gonna go B tier. Yeah, again, it's so hard. It is so unbelievably hard to come up with a tier. Like, this is not scripted. This is literally me right now determining what I think they are. Like, I did not have like a predetermined like ranking for these episodes. This is completely like, I guess blind would be the word to use, but literally, like, I don't know what these are going to be ranked until I decide them. Like, so if you can tell, like, some of these rankings, I'm like, should I put it there? Should I not? I don't know. Unreal Engines, though. That's a good. We got introduced to Marco, one of my favorite characters. Marco is such a good character. Turbo Crash 9 is one of my favorite games in just Meta Runner in general. It is so fun looking, and I would absolutely love to play it. We don't know what happened to the first 8 Turbo Crashes because all they ever talk about is 9. But that just it must mean that Turbo Crash 9 is just the best one in the series. I don't know. But no, it gets C tier. No, it doesn't get C tier. It gets way higher than that. I don't think it's S tier though. I'm still gonna go A tier for right now. Again, I might change some things up, but I'm not too sure. Oh, this one. Okay. This one also gets A tier. Transfer Student. I loved the just the vibes that we got, like the jokes about like the freaking cringy ass anime fans as well. I need another super quiet goal for my study call. Some shit like that. It was it was a good episode. And Anime Tari, best Tari by far. So yeah. But as for Heart to Heart, I'm gonna go C tier. Some people might disagree with me, but of all the episodes in season 2, Heart to Heart was my least favorite. It wasn't a bad episode, but I just feel like not a lot happened. Like, and also, I'm not gonna lie, the whole thing with Tari and Belle, like, it was really cool. This was the episode where Belle started kind of turning towards the good side and actually was willing to help MD5 to take down TazCorp. Like, she had footage, as seen in episode 4, where she helped Theo get Lucinia's file for Project Blue, and she discovered, like, hey, Lux is actually a fucked up asshole. So yeah, but still, I just feel like it was very predictable a little bit. Like, why did it take Belle this long? And she's like, oh, I don't think you killed Lucinia. No shit. No shit, Belle, okay? But no, it gets a C tier. Okay, here we go. We get introduced to hidden heroes in this episode. I'm gonna go B tier as well, for this episode. Man, I feel like some people are gonna be like, oh, B tier? You call yourself a Metarunner fan? Isn't Metarunner supposed to be your favorite show? What you built your channel around? I'm sorry that I have an opinion. I'm sorry that opinions are a thing. I think it... Should I though? It was a good episode, but I still think it's a B episode. Same with Friendly Fire, but I will say though, I think I liked Friendly Fire more than Hack and Slash, just because there was more action. Like, we got the fight with Tari and Evelyn. That was a lot of fun to watch. So yeah, I'm totally down for that. Also, okay. This next episode, though, I'm gonna say right now, S tier. I loved this episode so much from beginning to end. We got a very anticlimactic, like, end to the battle in Hidden Heroes. Masa punched the shit out of Lux. That was super satisfying. He got a black eye. What else happened? Oh, we got the flashback with Lucinia. That was fun to watch. We got to see a little bit of backstory for Masa, how he used to be TazCorp team captain. And literally my favorite part of the episode had to be when Tari got her hoodie back. That was so amazing, and it was such a good moment in the series. As for this episode, Nightmare Mode, it gets A. It gets A. It was just a lot of fun to watch a glitched out Ultra Jump Mania, and I'm not gonna lie, if there were ever an Ultra Jump Mania game, I would want Nightmare Mode to be like an additional mode after you beat the game, where you get to play through the whole game again, but like glitched out beyond belief. Like, oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. But that gets A. And what else happened? We did get to see Nightmare Evelyn, and that was, a fucking D tier. I'm kidding. It's still getting A tier, but another S tier episode that I think we all know is S tier. Fatal Error is by far probably top 3 episodes for me. It might even be top 2. It is that damn good. You know what? I'm gonna say right now, it's not even top 2. This is my favorite episode in the whole series, hands down. Fatal Error. So much happened. Lux got shot and killed. There was just so much tension throughout the whole episode. Like, we got to learn about what Tari actually is, and then it was kind of revealed that, oh, Tari and Lucinia can't both come back, so Tari kind of has to give herself up. Many people still wanted to believe that she would be alive, and I guess by the end of the series she was still alive, but still, the tensions were at an all-time high in this episode, and it's by far probably my favorite, it is my favorite episode in the whole series. Okay, now on to the final season. Oh, this is where things are going to get interesting. So, if I had to choose my favorite season, I would probably say Season 2. I loved Season 3. I loved the final season. But my problem with the final season, and I talked about it a bit in my review, is it did feel a little bit rushed at times. I don't know exactly why they decided to cut it so short. I mean, they could have just been like, oh, this is the perfect way to end off Tari's story, but there were some things that were a little bit rushed, but that doesn't mean that there aren't some bangers in this season, because literally every episode, despite there being a few things I would have changed and I would have liked the season to be a little bit longer, most of these episodes are certified bangers, and we're going to start with Power Down. This gets an A tier. It was a lot of fun. It was a very crazy episode. Like, literally, you know, Tari gets warped into Sheridan's server, and we get the whole little, I'm assuming it's a Coraline reference, but we get the whole thing with the button eyes and the singing. It was so weird and just kooky. At the beginning, we get introduced to Skybreakers and see Marco fighting. It was so much fun, and yeah, I have to give it A tier. Testing Room. This was the episode where Tari first got warped in the Skybreakers. That was towards the end of the episode. But, I mean, it's still a good episode, but is it B or C? I'm gonna go B. I really don't think there's any more C's, probably. Like, it's mostly gonna be S, A, and B from here on out. In fact, I probably only have like two. I think I only have like 2 more S episodes on this list. So yeah, Testing Room gets B tier. We also get another fight with Evelyn, and it looks like things are bad, but then the portal opens up and they're able to enter the portal to. I mean, they literally never explained why the hell of all games to get warped into, Skybreakers was the one. So maybe that's a little bit why it's a little bit lower than S or B or A, but really I wish they would have explained that a little bit better about how Tari even entered Skybreakers in the first place. But speaking of Skybreakers, literally the episode with the namesake, it's the final season, episode 3, Skybreakers. Let's see. I think this is deserving of an A. The music in this episode was phenomenal. I loved the fight with the giant skeleton. That was so much fun to watch. We also get to see the designs of both Lamar and Theo in this episode towards the end, and I've always said I'm a big fan of their Skybreakers designs, and overall it was just a really fun episode to watch. And I'm gonna have to say the same with Dead on Arrival gets A as well. I think one of my favorite songs in the final season, or just in Metarunner in general, is the battle theme from the beginning of the episode. I believe the song is called Their Loot BRs. I listen to that song a lot. It's a good song, and that's not the only reason why I like this episode. It was just very action-packed. We got to see Vagabond's Landing. We also got to see Lucinia in Skybreakers, and I loved her design. I'm so happy that we got to see all their Skybreakers designs, because I'm sorry, Skybreakers is... Like, I know I talked about Turbo Crash 9 being one of my favorite games in Metarunner, but I'm gonna say Skybreakers is my #1 favorite, because just I love it. Literally looks like what Sea of Thieves wants to be. Like, oh my gosh. And I'm not even just being a biased Metarunner fan. It literally looks more fun than Sea of Thieves, and I've seen a fair amount of Sea of Thieves gameplay. So, but yeah, A tier for this episode. Oh look, it's one of the last S tiers that we're doing for this tier list. Death Warp gets an S tier. Like, oh my gosh, I love the little montage where they were fighting in Scrapbeard's fortress. The freaking sexy fishmen that with the JoJo reference, and Sophia being a weird little perv. I don't know, but it was a fun episode. This is definitely my favorite one. We also, of course, got a boss fight with the giant anglerfish. One thing I do wonder though is, like, I know Skybreakers takes place in the sky, obviously, but man, did it look like this whole thing took place underwater? Like, but technically the fish was flying in the sky. It was weird and trippy, but it was still a lot of fun to watch. let's see here. Global Test Fire. That gets a B. Not a bad episode by any means. But it's not even, I wouldn't say it's in my top 5. It's up there, but like we get to see how everyone was warped into Sheridan's server. I loved the opening with the little advertisement about global warping technology. That was a lot of fun. And it's like, oh, shut your filthy mouth, Lux. No one ever liked you, and your legacy will go down in ruins, or something like that. That was probably one of my favorite parts of the episode. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, we also, Lamar got warped in. I mean, technically, Lamar got warped in at the end of episode 5, but episode 6, he of course makes his escape. And that's also when we see both Masa and Belle's Skybreakers designs for the first time, which they're probably my favorite Skybreakers designs of everyone. Actually, no, my top 2 would probably be Masa and Marco for Skybreakers. But anyway, let's move on to we got 2 more left. Oh man. This video is probably going to be very unedited. This is going to be a very, I'm trying to get this into as much of one shot as possible, but I guess we'll see what happens. But guys, don't hate me for this, but the finale is not getting an S tier. This episode, however, this is in my top 3 favorite episodes. Overload is in my top 3 favorite episodes in the entire series. I know I talked about the final season being a bit rushed, but again, there's still some amazing episodes, and Overload is one of them. I love the action. Oh my gosh, the ending to this episode where they're jumping in the portal. I get goosebumps every single time I watch that scene. It is so good with the music, with Trade playing. It's like, see my angel's eyes. It was so good. So yeah, that's the last episode that's getting an S tier. As for the finale, I was very much struggling to give it, to determine whether it should get A or B. Because, I did not mean to give it D tier. Okay, here's the thing. It's a good finale, but my problem with the finale is that it felt a little too safe. In Overload, we see Masa get stabbed in the neck with a screwdriver. He totally shouldn't have survived that. I get having the wholesome ending, but I feel like with the series finale, the stakes should be a little bit higher. I could forgive the fact that Tari didn't actually die, which I honestly, towards the end, I was kind of hoping that she would find some way to survive. But I do think Masa should have been the fatality of the season. And if they did the finale in a different way, I probably would have given it an S tier. But you know what? It was still a nice, wholesome ending. If I can give it any credit, they did a really good job at making a wholesome ending. Because everything was wrapped up perfectly. It's just, I wanted the stakes to be a little bit higher, especially with the whole thing with Masa. But you know what? I still think it deserves A tier. And there we have it. That is my entire tier list for every Meta Runner episode. Nothing got D tier because, again, this series is actually really good. If you have not seen Meta Runner, you need to go see it. There's even a few of my subscribers who have never seen Meta Runner who are into murder drones, but I still highly recommend, even with the 2 C tier episodes. They're still good episodes. They're just, not perfect. In fact, there's very few episodes in this series that I would consider perfect. And I know some people are going to be then how was it your favorite show of all time? Well, I mean, it's still a damn good show with very good moments. And it's just a lot of fun to watch. But that doesn't mean I have to think every episode is perfect, But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed my ranking for every Meta Runner episode. But anyway, be sure to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, as well as be sure to subscribe if you want to stay updated with all my content. But with that being said, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, guys, this is Inferno signing off.